everybody. Hello, hello. Right, who have I not said hello to? Marianne, Gillian, Deb, Rosalie. Hello. Yes, I'm with you on the YouTube handle thing. I'm not a fan of it either. That looks weird. It just looks, I don't know, it just looks weird. So the YouTube handle started in July. Well, hopefully they will have learnt their lessons and they'll stop doing it, hopefully. Nicole, you're hot and tired and can't bother to cook tea, so pate and crackers it is. Well, that sounds that sounds good. I mean, yeah, I quite happily have cheese and crackers with cucumber right now. Although actually, I watched just before coming on. I watched a guy called Barry Lewis, and he was doing a Chinese chow mein. Oh, it looks so nice. I could eat that right now. Hi, Rosalie. Hello, hello. Hopefully the audio is okay. Yeah, so let's do all my little bits of housekeeping first of all. Hi, Evelyn and Ali. Hello, hello. Right, so first of all, for anybody watching this back, it's a live stream, so it will be chatty. You can skip through you can skip through and watch the bits you want to watch, or you can wait. There will be a tutorial coming, or you can come and join us because it's more interesting. So yes. Hi, is it Karen on? Is it Carrie? Oh, Carrie, sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's this new YouTube handle thing. It's messed everyone's YouTube handles up. Hey, are you Gary's in the house? How you doing? How you doing? Hi, Jules as well. Yeah, it's this new. I do not like this new YouTube handle thing. I don't know what. I didn't even hear about this happening, but I do not like it because it makes it very difficult for me then to know what people's names are because some of them are really weird. Anywho, right, okay, so massive thank you to all my members. I would be putting out a post, maybe a video, I'm not quite sure, just for members because I had a bit of an idea. So yeah, that will be coming at some point soon, hopefully. You don't like it either, Ali? No, me neither. I don't know why they've done it. It's really weird because they did change the whole YouTube handle thing a while ago and you had to kind of request what you wanted. And then, exactly, it's hard to know who's who. Random live stream. It is a random live stream. It's so weird. Yeah, some people it's left it, like, so you can see. But some people, it's not. It's like mine comes up as iced images, I think. So that's fine. But then other people, it hasn't. I don't know if it's to do with, because I got given a note, I got sent an email, when was it? A while ago now. And it said that I could choose my YouTube handle, otherwise it would choose it for you. So I went on and actually chose it, you know, myself. So I'm wondering whether that's what it is. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't have the brain power for this. I really don't. Yeah. Who else have we got? Hi, Joan. You've got random numbers. You have, yes. I think it's made its own one. Because I know I definitely chose mine because I was like, I don't want to have some random thing after it. But I'm not sure. I don't know. Are you, Gary? Do you know about this? Because you're also a YouTuber. You might know about this as well. So if you do, if you know about the random YouTube handle trial that they're doing, let me know. It's very bizarre. Right. I've got a Pinterest board. Please make sure that you only upload your makes, preferably ones that you've done of tutorials that I've done. But if it's just your makes, things you've made, that's great. Don't upload other people's things. Don't upload suggestions. You can do all of that on Reddit. So if you go over to Reddit on there in the community, I will try and check it a bit more often. Then yeah, you can put suggestions on there. Yes, Fiona, it's weird, isn't it? I know. I don't know why it's just weird. It's very strange. I don't know why it's doing that. Right, okay. So I'm going to show you what the card we're doing today, what we're making. So I went through and I found this card, which is it was done by Yvette Van Boom on Pinterest. And it was just a picture of a card. There was no blog attached, no instructions, no video, nothing. So I've just had to kind of look at the photo and kind of work out what I think it is. So this might not be the same as what she's done. I don't know. But Yvette does have some fabulous makes. So definitely go and check her out on Pinterest. I don't know if she's got a YouTube channel. She might have. She probably does have. But yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, go and check her out because I've seen some really good things of hers. Evelyn, I think it's YouTube who attributes these numbers. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's very strange. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Anne. Yeah. Right. So, yes. So it's cool. So I've called it a Gatefold tent card, and I'm doing a 5x7 version. So this is the front of my... So I've done 2 of these, but I'm going to show you this one. So I've used this die here is a full die, but I've just snipped it so it kind of goes either side of the gatefold. And this was a brand new one that I've just had from In Love Art Shop. So if you use, I'm back working with them again. I'm hoping we're not going to have any problems like we had before. So if you use my code Iced Images, you will get yourself 20% off your order. So far so good, but we will see. The sticker on the back here, so if you can see this kind of holographic, it's kind of explosion. This is actually one of the ones for my craft haul. So those of you who watched my epic craft haul on Sunday, and it did go on for a very long time, believe me, the actual raw video was over 1.5 hours long. So I had to edit it down. In fact, it was more like 2 hours, I think, really. I had to edit right down and speed stuff up. But if you head over to Journal Say, you can get 8% off your order if you use my code Iced Images. I've put all the links for these products in the description below, plus a few extra, so you can click on those. Yeah, and so this is the front of it. So I've just done that. That's for my stash. The papers I'm using are Yuletide Wishes, and that is available as a paper pad over on Amazon, and also available as a digital kit in my Ko-fi shop. And you open it up, and then you've got this tent section here. So it's quite difficult to show. If I turn it sideways, you can see you've got this little tent section. So it stands up, so it looks a bit like that when you stand it up on your mantelpiece. So if I stand it up here, it's like that. You can't really see it from the top. You can kind of see the top view. And then you've got space there to write. You could, if you wanted to, write on the back. But I thought let's do it on the inside because we can kind of hide it behind there. So it's not so odd. When it stood up, you can sort of see it, but it's not so obvious. So, yeah. And then this here, this topper here, guess where this topper's come from? This topper is actually off the washi tape rolls. So if you remember the washi, I don't know if you saw the washi tape rolls. Let me try and grab one of them. It might not be the exact same one. But as part of my order, I got these. So these are like washi tape, Christmas City it was called, and they're rolls, but they've got like a scene on them. And they've got like I think it was 17 scenes all on one roll. And they're so cool. And there's different designs. So this one was like a Christmassy, I don't know, they're different cities basically. This one here is more kind of like Nordic. I love this roll. This roll's beautiful. I want to use it. Let me just, so look at these. They're so nice. So I've literally just trimmed, I just stuck a whole load, there's loads of them on here, on this roll, 17 in total. I'm not going to go through them all. I have to go and watch the craft haul video for that. But yeah, they're really beautiful and they're so nicely done. They're slightly shiny, but also not. So they've got like a texture to them because part of the design is shiny and part of the design isn't. I can't really show you very well. So on here, for example, the snow isn't shiny, but the car and the wheels and everything is. But yeah, they're absolutely beautiful, these are. So I literally cut 4. Did I do the whole roll? No, I think I cut 4 off, and then I just mounted them, just stuck them onto white card, and then just trimmed them down to make toppers. So that's what I've used for that. And we are using another one of those off that same roll for today's topper. So this is the one. Let me show you it. This is the one we're doing today, the top I'm using. So again, and you can see it's kind of got a sheen to it, but they're absolutely beautiful. The quality on these are fabulous. So that is the topper for today. So that's the products I've used. Very, very nice. Right, let me have a quick look at the comments. Who have we got? Beth, you're back, tea in hand and hockey gear laying out drying in the morning sun. Fabulous. You watched, Fiona. Fabulous. I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It's quite cool. It's just nice and easy. And as long as you don't go too thick with your layers, which I did for this one, you could then flatten it and it should go in the post. But this one is a bit thick because I've used quite thick base card, and I've also used you know, mirror. The pattern's thin, but everything else is quite thick. So yeah, this is quite thick. You put commas in the URL for YouTube to prevent the comment from being blocked for containing a link. Okay, interesting. So can you do that? You can add links. Interesting. Okay, cool. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I know, it's beautiful, isn't it? Reminds you of a card won by Scrimping Mummy, where the centre had a double easel and you would display the card later. Oh, okay. I might have to look at that. I haven't seen that. I wasn't sure. This one by Yvette Bambour, I wasn't sure whether it was like an easel, but I'm not a big fan of easels because people don't know what to do with them. So that's why I thought, let's do a tent version, and then it doesn't require any kind of brain power. You just literally just pops up by itself. So yeah, so that's the card we are doing. I've made another one as well, which I did this morning. So this is the one I filmed, and this was using my donut time papers. I haven't put anything on the front deliberately because I didn't want anything across the middle, and I wasn't really sure what to do either side. And so you open it up and you've got this little cake. And again, this is another In Love Art Shop die, one of my more recent ones I just got. And then behind I've cut out a cake. You also get this little happy birthday in with the die set as well. And then I've just cut out the cake again and use that as my section for my wipe. So that'll be where my sentiment goes. So yeah, so that's that one. But yeah, I decided with it, because once it's up, you don't really, you know, that's how it's going to be on the mantelpiece. You don't necessarily need anything here. And it can, on this card, it distracts from what's on the inside. So yeah, so that is that. So let us get started. So as I said, it's relatively easy. There's a couple of pieces of card that you need that are a little bit confusing. And I actually got a bit confused while I was getting my pieces ready for today's live stream and had to recut them, which was rather annoying. But there we go, that's what happens. What happens when you're tired. So let us start with, let me just move my bits out of the way so I can see what my measurements are. So you're going to need, in total, you are going to need one piece of base card. And again, I am using quite thick base card here, so it won't be the thinnest of cards. But anywho, yeah, I'm really not a fan of easels. I do like how they look, but it's just a faff because trying to get other people who aren't craft people to understand how an easel goes up, I just haven't got time. I just haven't got time to explain it. So it's just, I like something they can just take out the envelope. It doesn't matter who they are. It just automatically does what it needs to do. So we need one piece that's 5 by 7.5. So it's 5 inches wide, 7.5 long. So along the 7.5 inch edge, you're just going to score at 7. You could score at half an inch if you want to, but for the purposes of my notes, I put in 7 because then if I write half, I've then got to specify, is it long or short edge? Whereas if I just write 7, I know it's on the long edge because I don't have 7 inches on the other side. So that is that one. Then you need 2 pieces. Now these are 5.5 instead of being 5. And they are by 7. So this one had the ½ inch on the long edge. This one's got the ½ inch, well, ½ inch added either side of the short edge. So this is 5.5 by 7. And on this one, you are going to score at 2.5 and at 5 on the short side. So 2.5 and 5. And we're going to do the same on this one. 2.5. and 5. There we go. Then you need one piece of base card that is 4 3/4 by 9.5. You could make this 5 if you want to, 5 inches wide, but I've gone for 4 3/4, and there's a good reason why, which I will show you in a minute. So on the 9.5 inch edge, you want to score at 3.5, at 7 inches, at 8 inches, and at 9 inches. Okay, and that is all of your scoring done. People also have lots of trouble with cards that have a bow you need to untie. Absolutely. Exactly. And I also avoid belly bands because the amount of people I have seen who just tear the belly band, oh my, it drives me crazy. I mean, if you're in your own home and you've torn it and I haven't seen you do it, then whatever. But I just, the thought that they're going to be, tearing the belly band that I've just spent ages making, just, yeah, It's not good. Right, so on this first piece, the 5 by 7.5, you're just going to fold that along that score line, and that needs to be a valley. That's going to be that way. And while we've got it, I'm just going to angle, like really angle that tab. And if you do this, it just means then you haven't got to do any weird little cutty outy bits as such. You'll see when we come to stick together what I mean. So that is that piece done. So I'm going to put that to one side. Then if we come in with these two, so these are the 5.5 by 7. What you want to do with this is you are going to score, you're going to fold. So the tab is going to be a valley and this is going to be a mountain. So I'm going to start with the mountain one first. I'm going to have to turn things around because I'm right-handed. And then this is going to be a valley. Like that. So you should end up with that, hopefully. So you should end up with. So you can do the same on this one. So valley for the tab, mountain for the section. There we go. So got 2 of those. And then this one here, you're going to do, so you've got big section, and then 2 little inch sections and a 1/2 inch section. So starting with the 2 big ones, you want a mountain, first of all. Then you want another mountain. So you've got mountain, mountain, and then mountain. And then you want to do a valley and a mountain. So a valley there, and then a mountain for your tab. Like that. So you should end up hopefully with that. Okay. Let's have a look. Don't give those people a hidden sliding lock card. No, exactly. And that's another reason why I don't do those. Apart from the fact that they are very infuriating to make. People don't get it. People just don't get it. Are you, Gary? You're stealth watching while you get ready for work. That's cool. You stealth watch away. I'm glad to have you here. Louis, exactly. Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. Right, so let's start with this one first. So what you want to do, have it this way around like that. You've got your little concertina bit at the bottom. And then if you concertina that all the way up, then on here, you want to put either red tape or wet glue. I'm going to use wet glue, even though that means I have to kind of hold it in place. Just because I know then it's definitely stuck. And yeah, that's just easier. So put a little bit of glue on there. And then fold that down flat, fold that down like that, and then you're just literally going to bring this and fold it over the top and stick it down. I'm just going to hold it a second because it's got a bit of spring to it. So if I let go, it could unstick itself. I've had that happen before. If you are using wet glue, just make sure nothing's leaked anywhere and you don't end up with it stuck together. But you end up with a little tent card like that. So then you just need to decide what you want to do at the front. Do you want to have it this way round so you can't see your tab, but you've got a cut edge? Or do you want to have it this way round so you've got a nice folded edge at the front, but it does mean you can see your tab at the back? But to be honest, it's not that, I don't think it's that visible. So I'm going to use this as my front section. So you then need to get yourself a piece of mat that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And a piece of pattern that is 3 by 4 1/4, and that is going to go on the front like that. Let me grab a pin. Oh, let me not do it blind because I'm going to end up stabbing myself. There it is. There's the pin. Right, so let's turn this over. I've already gone and put double-sided tape on the back of all my pieces to try and save a bit of time, so you guys haven't got to watch me stick double-sided tape onto card. Got myself well organised yesterday. Right, I'm going to turn this around just so I can stick it down. Because the way I've peeled and they've stuck everything down. So let's stick that on there like this. And then for this one, I'm using Yuletide Wishes again. Paper pad for this card. So that is that done. Always tidy as I go. Hi, Sylvia. Good to see you. Good to see you. So that is that piece done. So we can put that to one side. Just stick that over there. Then if you bring back our other 3 pieces, what you want to do is grab them and put them out like this. You've got this one here with the flap going up. You've got these 2 either side, and you've got Valley Mountain and then Valley Mountain like that. The little tabs on the inside. And you want to go ahead and you want to stick them onto here. You can stick them behind if you want to, but the reason why I stick them onto here is so that then when I fold them down, I can get them so that they kind of meet in the middle. Because if you stick them around the outside, you are not going to get them to meet in the middle. So because of that, I'm also going to trim this tab and angle it, because otherwise you can see it really well at the top. So on my first card that I did, I'll show you the difference of angling and not angling. So on this one, I didn't angle. And so at the top here, you can just about see, it's only tiny, but you can see a little bit of tab, and that annoys me. At the bottom, you can't see it because you've got this over the top. So unless you open this up, then you can see it there. But, otherwise you can't really see it. So it's not a problem. But on the donut time one, I angled my tabs. And look, you can't really see it. If you really look hard, you can see a line. But because it's angled, it looks so much neater. It kind of, if you really are concentrating, it sort of sends your eye into the card. So it just looks so much better. So, the cost of sticking it on the front rather than on the back. So I normally stick it on the back. But the other thing with sticking it on the back is you end up with 2 big ugly tabs on the back. And if you wanted to use this side to write on, then it's a bit of a faff. So I discovered that just angling the tabs, just that little bit of extra whatever, just makes all the difference. So, and I really do make them, really angled, because then you're going to not end up with quite so much showing. So let's go ahead and stick those onto there. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Good to see you. Right, let me add some glue onto this tab here. There we go. I'm just going to put the top back on. Hi, Sylvia, as well. I can't remember if I said hello to you or not. And hi, Sally. Hello, hello, hello. Right, so we're going to fold that tab in. And then we're going to stick this down. Just got to make sure that you don't go over your little fold line at the bottom. So stick it down like that. Get it into place. I mean, it doesn't matter too much if you go over that, because this is going to fold inside of this. It's not going to fold on top of it. So at least, doesn't matter too bad. Let's open that up. So that's going to fold up there eventually. So you won't have to worry too much about that. And then we're going to do the same on this one here. I have named it, Fiona, but it's got quite a lame name. I've called it a 5x7 Gatefold tent card, because that's kind of what it is. But it just sounds very boring. It's a real beige name, that is. So if anybody's got a better idea, please tell me. But I need something that kind of sums up what it is, what it does. That, when you look at it, you're just like, oh yeah, okay, that's what it does. But yeah, it is a bit boring. Right, let's get that on there, and I'm going to bring this one in and make sure these 2 line up. For some reason, one is slightly taller than the other. Let's just bring that down. There we go. And I'm just going to hold that in place. Yes, I've done, as I said, there will be a tutorial for this coming up on probably, it's either Friday or Sunday. Not sure which day it's going to be up now, but yeah, one of the 2 days it will be coming up, and it will be that donut one, because I literally just filmed that donut one this morning. So yes, so there we go. So that is your inside done. Now, as I said, you can see your tabs, but once you start adding your mats and layers, it's not that bad. So in the middle, you need 1 piece of mat that's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and 1 piece of pattern that's 4.5 by 6.5. So we're going to go ahead and stick that down. And once again, I did add all my tape on the back. I'm using tape because I'm using mirrored card, and my Yoo-hoo glue will completely wreck my mirrored card. I'm going to do it that way, so I've got the little sparkly bits at the top. So let's go ahead and stick this down. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it the way around. Change my mind. I'm going to go the other way around. This way around. So let me bring it back into camera. Right, that's there, that's there. Like that. Is that that? Yeah, that's that. Okay, cool. So let's just take this off. Now, again, I have gone and used matte card that is a bit too thick, really. So I'm going to end up with a chunky card again, but it doesn't matter because this will probably end up being a hand-delivered card, not a posted card. And also, to be honest, with Christmas, with people, family, who get presents, if I'm not going to see them, I will post their present to them and I'll put the card in with the present. So it doesn't really matter if it's a chunky card. So that's that. Then we need 4 pieces of mat that are 2 1/4 by 6 3/4 and 4 pieces of pattern that are 2 by 6 1/2. I was desperate to use this paper because I haven't used this pattern paper yet, the mistletoe one. And then I was looking at the thing and it's got kind of creaminess in it. So I was like, oh, that actually goes really well with that paper. So I thought, right, I'm going to use it. So these are going to go on here like this. So let's go ahead and stick those down. Hello, Kerry. How are you? How are you? You're figuring out how you post things. Yeah, I have to say it's I do try and just do flat cards, but I find flat cards so boring. So I don't like making them and I don't like sending them, but then you kind of, otherwise you have to end up paying a whole heap of postage. So I don't know. I need to go and get myself some more red card because I'm running out of red card. There's a craft show at the NEC on Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend. And I wasn't going to go. And then I was thinking maybe I'm going to go. And then I wasn't going to go. And now I don't know if I'm going or not. I don't know if I'm going to go or not. I'd quite like to go because now I'd like to film it so you guys can have a look, especially those of you who are not in the UK. You can sort of see what it's like because that's one of the biggest craft shows is the one at the NEC. So let me know if you'd like to see that or not. I could do like a little bird's eye view of, walking around a craft show at the NEC. I kind of would like to go. It's just parking so expensive. That's the thing. They did have tickets for £5, but I missed out on that deal because I was umming and ahhing. Because there's also a board game convention the same weekend. So I don't know, but I'm going to be in Bury St Edmunds for church on the Saturday. So, and that's quite a big journey. So I didn't really want to go too far on the day before. So I thought, okay, well, let me just do the craft show. So I might do the craft show. We will see. Yes, please go. Okay, cool. I probably will then. Well, you're up late on a school night, Laura. Yes. Yeah. Well, this is the problem with the clocks going back. It then makes it late for those of you in other time zones. So apologies for that. Actually, are you, Gary? What time is it for you guys now? Because obviously, I'm just thinking as well, when Bacon does his live, it's going to be different for me now because the clocks have gone back. So I'll be interested to know what time it is around LA. I'm not sure what your time code is. Is it Eastern Standard Time? Is that what you're on? I don't know. I get confused. Right. So that is all of those bits done. 9 p.m. in Perth. Oh, that's quite reasonable. Is it normally 10 then? Do I normally go on at 10? 9 p.m. is not too bad. 2 a.m. Oh, I'm sorry, Fiona. My days. You're committed. 2 a.m. Wowzers. Right. So then we're going to fold this little flap up and I'm going to add some wet glue on it. So the reason why we angled this one is because this is 4 3/4, whereas that is 5 inches. And otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to see too much of your tab here and it's going to look weird. So if you angle it, it just means then you don't end up seeing quite so much of it. So let's just put some glue on there. And then let's get our little, pull that up like that. And we want to stick this on. Ooh. So we need to line it up along the bottom and then just shimmy it left and right so it fits. And it should be the same width as your matte card. So that is on like that. Just going to check. Yeah, that's okay. Right, I'm going to hold that in position for a second. Right, Right, what we got? Patricia, 12 p.m. in Victoria, Australia. Okay, that's quite late. Oh no, actually 12 p.m. Oh no, you mean like AM? Yeah, AM. You mean as in nighttime, midnight. LA should be around 6 a.m. now. Okay, cool. Because I think it was, yeah. Okay, I think that's about right. Donna, 9 a.m. in Connecticut. That's not too bad. 2 p.m. in Germany. Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? That's not too bad. Yeah, because you guys don't go back, so you're still on UK old time before our clocks went back. Does your clocks go back, Evelyn, in Germany? I don't know why we do the whole clock going back thing. Dragon Lady, 6 a.m. here in the Pacific. Wow, okay. You do not sleep well and read. Oh, good. Well, that's okay. As long as you're not staying up and making yourself shattered watching my lives. Midnight to 2 a.m. is the best time for crafting, is it? I mean, for me, I'm definitely more of the mornings I struggle to get going. So, yeah, it's definitely better for me. Right, so that is your little flappy bit there. If you wanted to do this a different paper to this, you could, but I decided to make it all the same because I wanted this to stand out. And the clock went back in the Netherlands last week. Okay, so you guys are on the same time zone as me then. That's good. I don't know why that message has disappeared, but anyway, I managed to read it just in time. It's just disappeared off my screen. I don't know why. Very strange, very strange. Right, so I've got my topper. What I would recommend is you choose a topper that's about 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, 3 by 4, something along those lines, because you don't want it too wide. You want to be able to see the difference between this, like the step, the tent bit, but you also don't want it too small. And as far as height's concerned, obviously you've got 7 inches, but you want like a nice kind of evenish kind of border. So I think that works okay. I could back this onto red card as well, but I don't know. Maybe I should do that. What do you think? Should I put this on red card? Should I back this onto red card again? It will add thickness, but it will mean it's just got a bit more pop. Tempted to. I'm tempted to add the red. You don't understand daylight saving in Australia. We have 5 different time zones. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of time zones. That's too many for one country. I mean, I know your country's massive, so I guess it warrants it. But oh my days, that's a lot of time zones. That is. Right, let me cut this bit out because I feel like it needs the red. Yeah, red card. Okay, cool. Great. Yes, it would be a great place to put a gift card. You are right. That's a very good idea. That there is a very good idea. There's so many different places you could put it as well. Because you could even have it behind here, or you could stick it here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that idea. Right, so this currently measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So I need to go 3 1/2 by 5. Okay, that's 5. 3 and... What did I say? 3 and what? 3 1/2. 3 1/2. 3 1/2 by 5. Okay. So that is that. Yeah, that works. That looks good. We like the red card. Okay. So let's go ahead and stick this down. So first of all, let's stick this one onto there. And I didn't put tape on the back of this because I thought I was half sticking it. So let's just do a quick bit of tape on here. Stick this on. There we go. China being 10 times bigger than Australia has only one time zone, which incidentally is the same time. That's interesting. Same time zone as Western Australia. That's very interesting. That's interesting. They only have the one time zone. I wonder why that is. I guess that's because of where it's located in, location in, not location in. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but in relation, that's the word. I knew it had a shun on the end of it. In relation to whatever I was talking about. Oh, gosh. Dear me. Right, let's just stick this down. Let me try not to talk. Sorry if it's dropping off the bottom of the camera. I need to angle this camera a bit more down a bit more so that I can actually craft comfortably without it disappearing off the camera. But yes, the other thing with me going to the craft show is I might be able to get myself some more red card, because I do need some. Okay, right, now the best way I've discovered to stick this down is if you take your topper, turn it over so it's still the right way around, and then center it up and make it kind of where you want it to be. And I think I want it to be about there, potentially. So then what I'm going to do is get I can use glue for this one. Oh, the country's ruler said they're only having one time zone. That sounds about right. No, we're not going to do it, I'm afraid. We're just going to have the one time zone. You'll just have to suck it up and get on with it. That sounds about right. Right, okay, let's stick that on. And then let's take this, and then we just need to work out. So the way I remember where the glue is I'll just put my finger just above where the glue line is, and then I use that as my guide for where to stick it in relation to the fold. And that way I don't end up with glue on the wrong bits. So we'll stick that down like that. So that is going to go there. Let's have a quick look. No, nothing on the other side. Cool. Now, while that is drying, I need to cut out some greetings, because that was the one thing I didn't do. As you can see, I really like the look of this. It's really cool. Love these. These topper things are fabulous. Okay, so let's cut out a greeting. Now, I did want to address this whole problem on the front. So obviously on this one, I've done something that bridges across, but it means that when you open it up, it kind of is sticking out in the way a little bit. And then this one, I didn't do anything on the front. So I thought, let me do something on the front, but not have it sticking in the way. And since I've got poinsettias, I thought maybe I could use some old In Love Art Shop dies, but I think they still have them. If they have, I will try and link them below. So these are poinsettia dies, but you've got like a fancy one, and then you've got like a plain. And I thought if I just do like I don't know, maybe I do a plain back. You're supposed to lay them up, but I'm just thinking for the sake of this, if I do like a plain back and then maybe two fancies on top, so a fancy and a fancy maybe, like that. And I have one up here and maybe one or two down here. That's what I was thinking. So yeah, so I think we'll do that. This gold card, I quite like this gold card. I don't use it very often because it's like got a texture on it, and I'm not a big fan of like matte mirror textured card. But for this one, I was like, I quite like it. Kind of, it's not too in your face, but it's got enough of a bling just to kind of, show up, as it were. Right, let me move this to one side for a second. So so with this being 4 3/4, it means that when you press that down, you can then bring these in without too much trouble. So that was the whole idea of it. Right, so let's cut out. I've got a Merry Christmas. This is also In Love Arts, again from maybe last Christmas or the Christmas before. Again, if they do it, I will link it. It's a great die. I love this die. So you got the outer, and then you've got the inner bit, and then you've got the poinsettias. So let us grab die cutting machine. It's a bit dusty. Excuse the dust. Let me just unravel this. Unravel it, unwind it. You know what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to do the poinsettias first because I've only got a limited amount of that red sparkly. I'm going to use this. This was from Lidl or Aldi, one of the two, and I quite like the red card. So I thought if we use a bit of that to cut our poinsettias out of, I'm wondering if we should do a green at the back and then have 2 reds. And I might do a green, although I think it probably needs to be a calm green and not a sparkly green. So let me have a quick look through my little offcuts folder. See if I can find oh, that's quite a nice green. Quite like that one. It's not too thick as well. So let's use that one. Okay. So I think if we cut I'm going to cut that out twice, and I'm just going to cut so it fits in my die cutting machine. Okay, so let's use that one there. This is like paper, this is, so it's quite thin, but because we're not doing anything too fancy, it should be fine. Then we've got this one. Will it fit on there? No, so let's use this then. So then we've got this one, which is fancy, and this one, which is also fancy. Just shimmy that over a little bit. There we go. And let's stick this back on top. There we go. And run that through. And then I've got to decide what colour to do the greeting in. Okay. Over there. So there's one green. So it looks a bit like a leaf. It's not, but it looks a little bit like a leaf. Let's put that over there. So I need to do another one of those for the other side. And then I need to do 2 more of these. Now, have they gone through okay, or do I need to run them through again? They look like they've gone through okay. But we'll know when we start poking out bits and they don't poke out. Hopefully they will. Okay, let's very carefully pull that out. Right, can I get another small one out of there? No, not quite. Okay, let's use another piece. I'm going to push this right up like that. And then put that there. Somebody at my door, but it's tough bananas. I'm not coming to the door. So it's a salesman. Some kind of sales thing, probably Avon or something similar. Right, let's whack that in. And then run it through. Oh. There we go. And back again. Oh, I've left it too long. I left it too long. I popped it out too much. There we go. Run it back. That's it. Post whatever it is you're selling through the door. There we go. Hi, Vet. Don't worry, don't worry. It's good to have you. Better late than never. Right, that's my second leaf. And then let's get rid of all my bits on my poinsettia. Oh, only just got that in. Well, that was close to the edge. Goodness me. That was close to the edge. That doesn't look like it's fully cut. Well, the other side does. Oh, well, we'll soon find out when we start popping all the bits out. We'll soon find out what has cut and what hasn't. Hopefully it has. Okay, so that should be enough for the poinsettias. So now we need to sort out the greeting. I think possibly a plain red, maybe with a gold. Now the other thing with this is, I'm just trying to think, this one here, you can cut it out and then cut the letters out, or you can stick all the letters on individually. And I think it might be easier to cut it out twice. So I'm going to, it's not big enough. So I think I'm going to cut it out of red and then cut the letters out of the same piece and then cut it out of gold, the background out of gold, and just kind of stick one on top of the other. It's a perfectly good piece of red. So let's run this one through. Actually, before we do this, let us just put some tape on the back because it's going to need to be sticky so it can stick straight onto the gold. Not the gold. The gold piece. So I'm going to let me think about this. Yeah, this needs to be sticky on the back. Okay. Should I just put let me put a piece of self-adhesive sheet on the back because it'd be easier. What have I got? Have I got any scrappy bits I can use up? Maybe. What have we got here? No, these are a bit too scrappy. Okay, let's use a big sheet and cut it down. In that case. Oh, right, here's a big. This is the Creative Craft Products double-sided adhesive sheets, pack of 6. I got these from Craft Staff just before they closed down. Although they're not closed down now, but when they thought they were closing down. And it's fabulous. So let's grab the sheet. I'm just going to peel the backing off a little bit, like that. Take the card and stick it on. Like that. Just stick that down, put the backing back on again. And then what I normally do is I hold it up to the light. So you won't be able to see, but you sort of can. And then that means then I can cut around it relatively accurately. And I don't waste any of my adhesive sheet. There we go. I've got a little bit of stickiness on the outside there, but that's fine. And then I've got that, so I can just put that back in the packet and use it another time. So that is now self-adhesived up. It's not a word, but anyway. And then let's stick this one on the top like that. And then let's run that through. You could put the letters in as well, but I find it easy to just put the one in, run that through, and then do the letters separately. Hi, Carolyn. Yes, we're almost near the end now. We're just sort of doing the little decorative bits. But I will show you in a moment what I'm making. But I'm going to need that again in a minute because I need to cut that out of gold. So, but before we do that, let us put that back in and put this letters thing on top like that and run that through. So you could have put the letters on first and then put the outer on. That also would work. Either way would be fine. I might have made things more difficult for myself. I don't know. Hi, Cynthia, as well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Right, let's just turn this over and make sure I've cut through. I think I have. But I'm just going to run that through again just to make absolutely sure that those middle letters are all done, because I don't want to be struggling with them. Okay. Right. So I reckon that's going to be, yeah, that's fine. Right, now I think I am going to go shiny gold with this because I kind of want those letters to stand out. So let me find a piece of gold that is shiny, but not too shiny, if you know what I mean. Like, that's quite a good gold because it's shiny, but it's not really, really shiny. It's also double-sided. So this is like really metallic. I normally save this kind of stuff for when I need a double-sided. However, it's that one. We just compare that. Oh, no, that's okay. I'm going to go with that one. That's a good bit of offcut. Let's use that. Let's use that one. So, put my red card back so I'm not sitting on it because that would be a bad idea. So let's stick this one on here and cut it out of the gold. So, you know, I could cut the... Oh, it doesn't quite fit. Oh, it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it doesn't fit, actually. Does it matter? Oh, no, it might matter, actually. It might matter. I think it doesn't matter, but it actually might, because if you end up with bits of letters, you can see the bits of letters through. It's not going to work. Oh, dear. Let's find another bit of gold. Let's find another bit of gold. Come on, I must have some offcuts somewhere that are the right colour. Size. Let's have a look in this one. Are there any good ones in here? Not really. I have to use my other packet, my full packet. Oh no, then do that one. Is that a good gold? Yeah, that'll do. That will do. It's a bit yellowy, but it'll do. At this point in the proceedings, I'm not going to be too fussy about it. So, I know I love a bit of card. It's very satisfying to be able to actually use it, just say. Because it sits there in its little folder and you're just like, when am I actually going to use that? Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm just going to chuck them. But then other times you're like, no, see, I did use them. I've got so many like scrappy bits, but they're good enough for getting little sentiments out of, but it's just having the time to actually cut them out. And I don't have that. I could do with like an assistant who could just go through all my scrappy bits and just like, you know, kind of cut out a whole heap of just sentiments using my little off-cutty bits and get rid of all my off-cutty bits and just build up a whole big, you know, box full of just pre-cut sentiments. That would be fabulous. But I don't know anybody who could do that. Well, I know people who could, but I don't know of anybody who's willing. Put it that way. Right, okie doke. So we've got our Merry Christmas, and then this is going to go over the top, but you're going to see the gold through where the letters are. So let's very carefully peel this off, and I have a suspicion the letters are going to want to stay. Oh, some do, some don't. Okay. Right. Well, let's just try. Oh. Okay. So some have saved, some haven't. Some have stayed, some haven't. So I think what we're going to need to do is I might well need to cut another one of these. Another. Oh, actually, we cut it out of white. I might cut another one of these backgrounds out of white and then stick these letters on so then we don't lose the letters, because some of these are not going to come out. In fact, let me do that now, because otherwise I'm going to lose my letters and I don't want to lose them. So let me just cut one more piece out of white. White offcuts, where are you at? Over here, but loads of white offcuts over here. Hopefully some the right size. That will do. That will do nicely. Grab my die cut machine again. Do this again. Run this through. I could do it on gold, but I'm going to do it on white because, yeah, not using this the best of its ability. But anywho, let's angle it. There we go. Use a bit less of it. There we go. Run that through, because all of these little letters in red are going to be sticky. So I may as well sticky them straight down onto another thingy and then put this in my little stash. Okay. So let's put this away again. Oh dear. Right. It's like a workout, this is. Okay. So I'm going to get this and I'm just going to quickly deal with these letters before we deal with the ones we want. So if I just take the backing off of here, like that. Ideally, I would like the letters to have stayed in the die. However, they decided they didn't want to do that. So let's just do these, the M, the C, and the S. Leave those in. Line that up like that. Just use my pin to poke through to get them stuck down. I would have liked to have used my, I've got like a pin that is not very pointy. It's not very sharp. I would like to have used that, but anyway, let's just give it a press down as well, and then hopefully when we peel this out, no, come on, no, I'm going to have to get it. I'm going to have to grab it. Let's use this. So it just makes it a bit easier to poke these out without making a mark on your actual letters. Okay, that's coming out okay. Is the S coming out all right? Yes. Okay, so I've got the start of my Merry Christmas there. That S is a bit dodgy though. Come on. Let's just lift you up and bring you into position. There we go. Right. So let us stick these down as we peel them out, because otherwise we could have problems. So we're kind of making a sentiment that we don't need, but we will need later. Let's stick our Y in, because that kind of helps with the location of the other letters. For the card name, Gatefold enclosed card. Oh yes, yes. Nicole, you'll be my assistant. Oh wow. Okay, I'll get there by Christmas. And I could just send you all my bits in the post, and you could just mind you, it might be a bit expensive to do that because I have lots of them. It's just a bit of a boring job for someone to have. That's the thing. Bit of a boring job to do, unless you like things like that. Some people like doing like production line type things. I don't. I really don't do production liney type things. Just get incredibly bored. Right, the middle of that R I need to keep because I'm going to need it on the sentiment we're doing now. Oh, good, it stayed in the middle there. So I need to make sure I don't throw that away. Let me just stick this down. That's going to go about there. Oh, it doesn't quite line up with the Y, but whatever. Hopefully that's going to be okay. And then we need to do the same with the Christmas. Okay, I'm just judging by... Oh, actually, let me start with the S. No, let me start with the M because it dips into there. So that would give me a better idea of where the others go. I wanted an easy greeting, and I thought I was choosing an easy greeting, and then I've realised this wasn't the easy greeting. But anyway, hey-ho. Okay, so that one's going to dip into there like that. And that will help me, hopefully, with the registration of the other letters. And into there like that. Yep. And then let's stick the A in, since that's there. I bet the middle wants to come with it. Yep, it does. Come on then. We fish the middle of the A out. I'm just going to stick it in there. I have to retrieve that in a minute as well. Make sure it's relatively straight. And then I think we'll just work backwards. Because the T obviously sits in that little bump there. Oh my goodness. And then the S. Oh, hello. Don't go with that. The S has got its own little groove to sit in as well. So that's helpful. Like that. The I just goes next door, even spacing. About there. Ooh. Yeah, and then we just need to fit the H and the R in line. So about there, I think. And then the H, which we did peel out. Then we can get on with sticking. Okay, so that's an extra one for another time, but at least that's done. So now we can use this. I mustn't forget my R. Let's just peel all the backing off, making sure I also remember the middle of my A. So let's peel all of this off. Carefully. Hi, Bobby. Good to see you. Good to see you. You just read Merry Catmas. I mean, you could change it to that, couldn't you? You really could, especially with something like this. You could change the letters around. I read Merry Kistmas without the H and the R because of the way I was obviously going backwards. And I was like, hang on a second, have I spelt this right? And I was like, oh no, I have, because I'm going backwards, so it's fine. But I need to keep this because it's got those two little inside bits that I need. So let's grab this. This needs to go on here, directly on. Apologies if my head gets in the way. Hopefully it won't. Nobody wants to see the top of my head. There we go. So that's like that. And then we just need to stick these little inners in So we've got the middle of the R there. There we go. And we've got the middle of the R up there, and that was the first R. I don't know if they're different, but we're going to stick with the ones that we've got. That's the other R. So that can go there. And then we've just got the A. That's a bit wonky donks. That'll do. And then we've got the A. In there! And we did it! Hurrah! Hooray, hurrah. We did it. And we made another sentiment in the process, which I shall probably use on another card. In fact, I'm sure I can use that. Definitely can use that. And that's pre-cut. All the faff's been done. Right, so let us bring, let me just give it a good stick down. Turn it around, stick it down. Okay, let's bring the card back in again. And I think this is going to go here. Now, I know obviously you think, oh, you can't, oh, actually you can't see it. With my birthday, it didn't matter because when it stood up, you could see it. But with that, you can't really see that. So we either obscure a whole load of thingy bob, topper. Just didn't really want to have to obscure it. Oh, that's annoying. I still need to put my white piece on the back actually as well. And I don't think I've cut a white piece out. So that's helpful. I might do that after. Let me do that after. But your white piece would go at the back here. Your white piece would go on here. And you can make it the same size as your mat for your topper. Just basically just bring it in slightly. I'll do that later because otherwise you guys are going to have to sit and watch me cut out a white piece of paper. So yeah, but then I now don't know what to do with this because that's quite large there. And it obscures some of that lovely picture. Oh, how annoying. And again, we could do the front, I suppose. We could do it on there. It looks nice like that, but the problem is that when you open it up, it's kind of in the way. Oh, no, what do we do? Right, ideas, people, what do we do? Ideas. So I like that on there. That looks nice. Again, we're into belly band territory. I don't want to do a belly band. I don't want to do a belly band. Any ideas, people, please? Give me some ideas. Help. Help. On the front, you like it on the front. Okay, so I'm gonna have to just mount it halfway, place it lower. The lowest I can do it is here, really, to make it look decent. But then you're getting rid of all that lovely poinsettia on the front. I like the poinsettia. I really don't want to cover my poinsettia up. Any more? We've got one on the front, one place it lower. I do like it on the front. It's just that when you open it, I suppose it's not awful, is it? It's just little things annoy me. I suppose I could have a poinsettia down there, couldn't I? Put the greeting at the bottom inside of the tent fold over the white insert. The bottom inside of the tent fold. You like it on the front? On the front. Oh, on the front wins. We're going on the front. On the front has won. Okay. I'm going to glue it as it is. So we are going to flip this upside down like that, just because then I can see where halfway is. I can see what's straight, which is helpful. Oh, I can't use Yoo-hoo because we've got gold and you'll see it on the letters. So I'm going to make a little line. Oopsie daisy. I'm going to make a little line on here, just where the mat is, so I can kind of see where to do it. And I'm going to put red tape on. Oh dear. Oh dear. In the middle, in the front looks nice. Yeah, I think it's just going to take, I'm placing it on the front. I'm going to do it on the front. It wasn't I was going to do something different on this one, but whatever, it's fine. It's a fine. It's a fine. It's a fine. Right. Let's do some red tape on here. Some red tape. There we go. I'm going to red tape it to within an inch of its life. I've definitely done it on the right side. Yep, that's good. And then just need a little bit on the end there. Like that. I think my desk looks like a bomb's gone off. Right, okay, that's there. I'm going to peel all of this off, which is very dangerous. But we are living dangerously now. And that one there. Then the little bit that's too big, I'm just going to fold that back over. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to hold it like that so I know roughly. Where does it come? It comes to like here. Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and stick that down. About there. I think slightly higher than it needs to be. It's always good to leave a bigger thing at the bottom than at the top. And then, yeah. There we go. So there's your Merry Christmas. And then I've got poinsettias. I did want to use the poinsettias. I still can. I still can. One there. That could do with being a smaller one, but anywho, we can make it fit. I'm going to make it fit. And then let's just test it out and see what we think. I actually quite like the poinsettias. Yeah, quite like the poinsettias. Let's do that. Let's do that. I could do one here. No, I quite like a poinsettia there. Maybe I should do one there. Just do one poinsettia there. Not sure. One poinsettia there, or one top, one bottom, or just one bottom here. I quite like that there. Otherwise, that seems quite plain. I'm going to put a. You like the one on the inside, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be putting the poinsettia together. So let me know your location where you like it. Just one on the inside, yeah. We've got just one on the inside. Vote for that. Any more votes for the poinsettias? I'm just going to be making them up. So they're ready to place wherever the majority think. Let me know in chat what you reckon. Inside, 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 or overwhelmingly inside. I do like that sentiment. It's a very nice sentiment. Very nice. I've used it quite a few times. It's a bit of a faff to put together, but it's so nice. I like the fact you can do different things with it. So if you wanted to, you know, cut the letters out and just stick the letters on, you could. You can make several out of, you know, just cutting it out twice. You can do 2 different bits with it. There's all sorts of things you can do. Okay, that's that one done. Okay, so it's unanimous. Inside is the answer to our question. This is not cut properly, although it seems like it's cut properly. Oh no, maybe it is. It is cut properly. I just wasn't pressing in the right place. Okay. So the links for these dies aren't in the description yet because I didn't know I was using them. So, so I will put them on at some point later today or tomorrow when I do the thumbnail. Or later today if I get a chance to do the thumbnail. So, okay. Let me just poke all these little bits out. And that means I've got a spare poinsettia, which I'm not sad about because I'm sure I can use it somewhere. Almost there. Last little bit of pokey going on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's mop up all these little bits. And then let's stick the whole thing together. I'm going to use... I would like to give it a bit of a shape. I mean, it's going to go in the middle, so it's going to get squashed flat anyway, but whatever. let's try and give it a bit of shape to start with. And I think I'm just going to use red tape to stick it together with. Oh, actually, no, let's use this glue. This one, this high tack, fast tack glue, because I find this quite useful for things like this. Because you can use it on mirror card, and it's just a bit stronger than like your normal kind of PVA type glue. And then, yeah. I could actually fasten these together with a brad, because I could do with something in the middle there. Let me grab my brads out and see what we've got. Oh, I have quite a few. Let's see if I've got one that's got a gold dot in the middle. Bear with. I can't put them on the desk because I've got enough space. I thought that one's quite good. Use that one. The only thing is with it being, it could be too bulky. That's the only thing. What else have I got in the way of brads? Ah, these are small. Are these smaller ones? Oh no, these are just stars. Don't want stars. I think I used up all my little gem ones because they're so useful. Oh no, I haven't. They're here. Oh, but they're silver. No, I really need gold. No good then because they're silver. So I could put that in the middle. It's just the bulk if I do that. That's the only thing. So maybe we won't. I might just have to do a flat center of some description. Okay. Okay, let's just stick these together then. I thought it might also help keep them together as well. You couldn't find the Merry Christmas or the poinsettia online. Okay, I'll have a look and see if I can find them, because I think I was looking through and I did find the poinsettias because I was like, oh good, they still do those. Oh, that's good, I've got those already, but they might have sold out, I don't know. So I'll have a look and see if I can find them, because I can go back through my orders and find it that way, because just writing it in, you don't always find it. Some of them, they've got funny names for them, so they don't always call them what you think they should be called. So yeah, I'm just going to hold this down, otherwise it's going to pop off again. So I'm just going to hold this for a second. Yeah, the Merry Christmas, as I said, I think it was a good couple of years. I don't think it was, might have been last year. Can't think. I remember using it. I had a box on my mantelpiece that I'd made to put Tunnock's tea cakes in, and I used this on the box, and I thought that was longer ago than last year, but it may well not have been. It's quite possible it was last year, because I feel like a lot's happened in a year, and so it all feels a bit further away than it actually was. Right, let's just hold this one down for a second. I need to put a little gem in the middle. I need something in the middle. It needs to be relatively flat. Could use a bit yellow. I need like a gold one really, but a flattish gold gem. And I'm sure I've got one here somewhere. Just finding it. With one hand on a poinsettia, one hand rifling through a drawer of gems. Interesting. There's those. They're a bit orangey. Right, are we stuck now? Hopefully we're stuck. That's a bit too orange. Needs a bit more goldy. Like a goldy. I've got some somewhere. Actually, let me have a look in. Oh, excuse all the rustling. Oh gosh, it's a long way down. Yeah, the Tunnock's tea cake box. You remember it? Yes, I did like that box. Quite a nice box. This is a better one. These are better. These are a better gold. Let's use these. And they're not too bulky either. They're flat enough. They're about flat enough, and they're about the right size. I am going to put a little. They are self-adhesive, but I am going to put a little dab of glue on just in case they decide to part ways. So Let's just put a tiny little blob there. Like that. And then let's grab a thingy bob. Oh, you did get some poinsettias, but they were different and had an awesome fern with them. Oh, they sound nice. That's actually quite useful to have a fern with. I've had a few over the years. I had a Do-Craft set of poinsettias, and that I've still got them actually. They're beautiful. They're really, because they're quite large as well. They've got, like, you know, really quite large ones down to smaller ones. So they're quite fabulous, but I don't think you can still get them. So it's just a bit annoying, because obviously if you haven't got them and then I use them, then it's like, well, I would like to use those too, but you can't. Right, I'm going to put red tape on the back to stick it into my card, just because I don't really want to use wet glue, although wet glue would make it stay for definite, but hopefully red tape would as well. So let's just do, okay, I'd like to stick it on the back of the poinsettia really, but my gem is still a little bit wet. So sorry, I'm just trying to doing it off camera, but I'm trying to see what I'm doing without sticking my head in the way. Right, we'll go with that. Let's take that off. So I think there we go. Job done. Job done. So I feel like I can hear running water upstairs. I hope I can't hear running water upstairs, but I feel like I can hear running water. Right. Let me just put this back in here. Okay, so there we go. So there we have today's card. So it stands up like that. It does look really nice. This way it looks really nice. I wish you could see it. Well, you will be able to see it, because you'll be able to see it on the picture. But yeah, so there you go. So there's that one, and then I've also done this one, and then we've also got that one. So there you go, all the different ones. So yeah, make sure to go and check out all the different links for In Love Arts, for Journal Safe, for Amazon, and for Ko-fi. If you want to help support the channel, you can over on Ko-fi. Is probably the best way to do it. You can do it on YouTube as well, but Ko-fi is the best way, because you can just kind of make random donations, which help me keep me going. Yeah, because I have to say, a few times I have thought about getting a, you know, like a full-time job, just because I need more finances, because at the moment it's just not, the maths ain't mathing, as they say. So yeah, there you go, people. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, and I will see you all again next week. Yeah, so let me disappear off, and yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say something, but I don't know what it was. Oh, the sun's coming out now. You can see the sun is coming out. Right, I'm going to poodle off. I will see you all next week. Thank you for joining me, everybody, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.